When I was 16, one of the friends of our family brought me to the university choir. I had never been at the university as a student, but I sang a couple of years in that choir because desire to sing was enormous. And over there, I met my first vocal teacher. Is the same teacher as Evgeny Nesterenko, for instance.
I see.
Of course, her pupils were many famous singers, but known, probably Nesterenko is the most known person.
And you?
So, well, and then was conservatory, 7 years in conservatory, then was one theater, second theater, third theater. Then I became freelance, so I became free man. And since 1994, I'm singing as a freelance in many opera houses and concert halls, symphony orchestras, etc.
And did you work in an opera studio?
Yes, of course.
Yes.
It's only one conservatory in Russia which has the opera studio, opera theater, their own opera theater. Of course, they need now to renovate because it was renovated when I became a student. That was last year of rebuilding. Of course, many years ago, it's more than 40 years, so it needs to be renovated again. And in great plans of new rector is a renovation of that opera studio. And then when I was a student of the third course, I received invitation from Operetta Theatre to be a principal over there, and I came, and they said, yes, we're taking you. And 2 years I used to work when I was a student. I used to work in Operetta Theatre. Then I changed for opera house. Now it's Mikhailovsky, that's second opera house in St. Petersburg. And then in 6 years' time, Kirov or Mariinsky now. So, and 17 or 18 years over there.
Did you work with Gergiev, of course?
Of course, yes.
Yeah.
We met each other when I was a young singer and he was a young conductor. He just won Herbert von Karajan competition and became to the theater as a young conductor, and we grew up together at the theater, and now he's big boss, of course. Since '87, I was regularly or permanently in Great Britain because I have had the special agreement with Royal Opera House, Covent Garden. I'd never been at the fest contract over there. I never received salary over there. But it was for a couple of years agreement that I'm doing within a season, each season, a couple of roles. I call myself sometimes, as a joke, a young house wine. You know, when you are coming to a restaurant and the cheapest wine is the house wine. So I was the probably cheap singer, but for me it was really fantastic because that was a wonderful opportunity to learn many roles, to work with fantastic conductors such as Haitink or Scholti. So that was a wonderful time, and I'm really happy and glad that it's happened in my life.
Great. And what about Amsterdam?
Oh, Amsterdam was, I sang in opera twice, only twice. I'm not talking about Concertgebouw.
No.
I'm not talking about Hilversum. But I'm talking about Amsterdam Opera. That's happened twice. First time Mazeppa in 1990, co-production with Bregenz Festival. And second time, recently, we did together Dog's Heart. Probably a week or 10 days after we finished that performances in Amsterdam, I was singing some bars or melodies from that opera. That's amazing. That, you know, it's came to my nature
Yeah.
deeply, and I would be more than happy if we'll do a revival or another production in another theater, maybe in 1 or 2 years in Amsterdam as well.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
Yeah.
I think that is great opera and great performance.
Yeah. Yeah, it was amazing for the first opera by Raskatov.
Oh yes, oh yeah.
And
But you
the
know,
team.
it's a fantastic team, of course.
Yeah.
Fantastic team and wonderful atmosphere. When we used to work every day, we rehearsed, but that was a really pleasant situation. We were not nervous, we were not angry with something, or maybe some of us were, but it was never shown,
No.
never on the surface. No.
You're right. What were the choices for your repertoire? You sing, of course, the big parts, but it's always character parts.
First of all, you know, we all slaves because we are depending on the offers from theaters. And we have very little choice what to do in our theatrical life. Because either theater asking us to do this or nothing.
Yeah.
That's number one. Number two, we never know, or till the maybe last moment, who would be director, who would be conductor, because sometimes theater, even theater doesn't know about they making cast,
Yeah.
and then that cast joining the production team. Then, when we sign contract, we are completely slaves because we need to follow all rules and commands from the production team
Yeah.
and from opera administration. So we have really little choice to choose opera. But many years ago, if we're talking about our generation, we chose what kind of repertoire we following. And at the beginning of my career, I was, how I say, blue hero. You know, nice singing like Valentine or Yeletsky, Queen of Spades. Beautiful singing, but without sort of character inside.
Yeah.
Later, I chose that for me, the most interesting situation would be a character. And I start doing Tosca, Lohengrin, Nabucco, that kind of
Yeah.
role where I'm acting as a villain. And that's interesting for me.
Yeah.
For instance, why Jago became Jago with his character? Why Scarpia, so nasty guy?
Yeah, I see.
That is something which is attracting me in the theater, because it's not only music, it's theatrical performance.
Yeah.
It's really play.
But that helps the voice.
Absolutely,
When you,
absolutely. And all colors of those characters are becoming from circumstances why people became so nasty, so angry, so jealous, so many things. So I became a villain, and if I would write one day, publish one day book, I would title her, or title it, How to be a Villain.
Yeah.
Because that is the most interesting thing in staging live, a character, to bring that character into the stage. So that is the most attractive
Yeah.
thing.
You have a very good connection to art song, to Lieder. I have a very nice CD of you with
Thank
all with
you.
the French repertoire, the Russian repertoire.
Thank you. Even German, yes. Not much, but even German. But you know, from the very beginning, I decided that every order or every medal has two sides, and my is opera and songs.
Art, yeah.
So I'm paying a lot of attention for for song recitals, and I'm doing with pleasure. Of course, not all composers became really familiar to me from the very beginning. Like you will love, but Rachmaninoff is very difficult to sing. You need to understand his nature, nature of his music, how to take that, what kind of melody, what kind of passion, what kind of emotion should be inside that music. And when you understand, you can sing. Before, no. Also, I remember very well one of my competition, Schumann competition in Zwickau in 1974, when I took Eines fahrenden Gesellen by Mahler, and my teacher said, no, you're not allowed to do this. I said, why? I can sing, that, it's no problem. He said, no, that's not what I'm talking to you. The problem is your feelings, your own passion. You need to lose something in your life first, and then sing that, and based on your own situation. Otherwise, it would be quite artificial. I didn't trust him. I came to the competition. I won second prize. I came back and said, you see, I won. He said, no, you didn't. But let's start from the beginning on that piece. Yeah. So that's very interesting how chamber music or kammer music is going into us, how we're absorbing that, how we doing that, what we need to think about it, what we need, what kind of attention we need to pay for. That's even more complicated than opera. Because in opera, you have your makeup, your costume, your partners, orchestra, scenery set, etc., etc. Yeah. In a solo recital, you are quite naked on stage. It's you and your voice. That's it. And pianist, of course. So it's more difficult, more complicated.
Now, we saw lots of young singers the last 2 weeks. What do you think about that?
I think, you know, most of them, they're great. But one part who didn't come through the first and second run, they have less skills, less knowledge, less education, and less attention to their own art. That's why they're not in the final. Who came to the final? They more artists already. They have absolutely different kind of voices, different kind of culture, style, etc., etc. But all of them very gifted, very gifted. And I wish them fantastic career. Of course, it's not enough to win competition and to say, oh, that's it, I done everything. No, that's the very beginning. That's the very beginning. And also, what is very good with this competition, and which is not exist with other competition, not just competition, but auditions, master classes. So a lot of attention from theatrical life, from the management, from theaters, into the new talents. And that is very important, because the first move, first step for young singer, how to get first engagement, how to get first agency, that's the most difficult thing.
Yes, that's true.
And you take care about it. You paying attention, for them to accommodate and to warm up them and bring them the very beginning. Take it, please. You only supposed to be very good, and then we'll help you. And that is fantastic thing.
Yeah.
In this competition, I'm Just, I'm absolutely certain this competition is completely different. I've been in jury in many competitions, Tchaikovsky, Kardiev, etc., etc. And never I saw that kind of attention to young singers.